Imagine this for a second. It's your 55th birthday. You've worked hard for decades, diligently saving into your 401k. You're ready for the next chapter, but there's one giant roadblock in your way. You need to be 59 and a half years old to access that retirement account. The entire financial world has conditioned us to believe that our 401k is locked in a vault until that date. Touch it early and you get a brutal 10% early withdrawal penalty. For most people, it's a deal breaker, and for good reason. It's really expensive. But what if I told you there's a key to that vault? A key that big financial institutions like Fidelity and Vanguard almost never talk about. It's an IRS-approved strategy that could let you access your retirement funds penalty-free years ahead of schedule. This isn't some shady loophole. It's called the Rule of 55, and it is without a doubt one of the most powerful and underutilized tools for early retirement that's in existence. I've personally used this strategy to help clients turn their someday retirement dreams into a reality in their mid-50s. So if you're ready to potentially shave years off your working life, then this video is absolutely for you. I'm going to break down what the Rule of 55 is, the step-by-step mechanics, common mistakes that will instantly disqualify you, and how the Rule of 55 stacks up against other early withdrawal strategies. And finally, I'm going to show you how to build your retirement bridge using this rule as the cornerstone of a rock-solid early retirement plan. If you're new to this channel, my name is Cody Gunn. I'm a CFA charter holder and the founder of Arrowstone Wealth, where we help clients retire by optimizing their investments and minimizing taxes. And with that, let's dive right in. So what exactly is the Rule of 55? The IRS says that if you leave your job, whether you quit, you get laid off, or you choose to retire in or after the calendar year you turn 55, you can start taking withdrawals from that specific employer's 401k or 403b plan without incurring an early 10% early withdrawal penalty. You're still going to pay ordinary income tax on the money you take out, just like a traditional IRA. But the extra 10% penalty, gone. This is a game changer for those who decide to retire in their mid-50s. So the big question is, if this is such a powerful move, why isn't your 401k provider shouting about it from the rooftops? Well, let's be blunt about it. Their business model depends on you leaving your money with them for as long as possible. They earn fees based upon the assets they manage. So let's do some quick math. Let's say you have $800,000 in your 401k. If their management fee is just 0.5%, well, that's $4,000 a year in revenue that they get. If you retire at 55 and start drawing that money down, their revenue stream will shrink. If you stay until 65, that's another decade of fees that they will get to collect on your money. They have a direct financial incentive to keep you in the dark about this rule. The entire retirement industry is built on the narrative of working until you're 65. Well, the Rule of 55 breaks that narrative and disrupts the business model. This rule can be especially critical for people who do not get to choose their retirement date. A health crisis, a corporate downsizing, or just pure burnout can force you out of the workforce earlier than you planned. The Rule of 55 can be the financial lifeline that turns this crisis into a very manageable transition. Okay, let's get into the details about how this actually works, because understanding the mechanics is non-negotiable. One wrong move and this opportunity is gone. We're going to use a case study and we'll call her Sarah. Sarah is turning 55 in November of this year. She's burned out and she wants to retire. Step 1, timing is everything. The rule applies if you separate from service in the calendar year you turn 55 or later. She has to wait until January 1st of the year she turns 55 at a minimum. Since she turns 55 in November, she can leave anytime between January 1 and December 31st of that year. Step 2, keep the money in the employer's plan. This is the most important rule. The Rule of 55 only applies to your current 401k. The moment Sarah leaves her job, she'll get a letter from her 401k provider encouraging her to roll that money over into an IRA. This is a trap. If she rolls the $1.2 million into an IRA, she immediately loses the Rule of 55 eligibility on that money. An IRA has its own rules, and this is not one of them. The money must stay in the employer's 401k plan to use the strategy. The third step, she needs to talk to the plan administrator. Before you do anything, you must confirm that your current 401k plan allows for Rule of 55 withdrawals. While the IRS does permit it, employers are not required to offer it. Don't just call up the HR department and ask, do you have Rule of 55? They might not know what you're even talking about. Instead, get a copy of the summary plan descriptions and search for terms like separation from service, distribution options, or early withdrawals. Once you have that information, then ask the plan administrator very specific questions. Does the plan permit partial distributions after separation from service for someone age 55 or older? Are withdrawals processed as a lump sum only, or can I take flexible periodic withdrawals? The lump sum only option could push you into a massive tax bracket, so this is a critical detail. These rules are the foundation. If you get them right, you're well on your way. Now that you understand the basics of how the Rule of 55 works, click the link in the description and I'll send you a video analyzing your specific situation and showing you exactly how to maximize this strategy in your early retirement. Now, you might be thinking, what about the other early retirement strategies I've heard about? Well, let's put them head to head. First up, the Roth IRA 5-year rule. With a Roth IRA, you can withdraw contributions at any time for any reason. It's completely tax-free and it's penalty-free. This offers incredible flexibility and there's no age requirement. But this rule only applies to your contributions, not your earnings. And with annual contribution limits being relatively low, the vast majority of your retirement nest egg is likely sitting in your 401k, not your Roth. It's a great tool, but it's rarely enough to fund an early retirement on its own. Next, the 72T program, or what is also called substantially equal periodic payments. This is another IRS rule that lets you take penalty-free withdrawals. It works on IRAs and 401ks, so it's available to more people than the Rule of 55. But here's where the details really stack up. Once you start under this program, you are locked in with fixed annual payments for at least 5 years or until you turn 59 and a half, whichever's longer. You can't change the amount if the market crashes or if you suddenly need more or less money. It is a very rigid program. And what I think is the champion of all of these programs is the Rule of 55. It gives you access to what is likely your biggest account, your 401k. It's flexible. This year you can take out $50,000, next year you can take out nothing. It all depends upon your needs and there's no lock-in period. The one drawback of the plan is it only applies to your current employer's 401k plan and you have to be 55 or older to do it. For someone planning to retire between 55 and 59 and a half, the Rule of 55 offers a combination of access and flexibility that is simply unmatched by any other early retirement program. While the Rule of 55 is a powerful tool, it is not a complete plan. I want you to think of it as the cornerstone of your retirement bridge. But the bridge needs to carry you from the last day of work across the gap when other more permanent income streams kick in, like Social Security. A single pillar is not going to hold up that bridge. You need multiple sources of support. This means you should not be 100% reliant on your 401k withdrawals. A smart early retirement plan has a bucket strategy. Bucket number 1, that's that 401k, Rule of 55 money. This is your primary income source from 55 to 59 and a half. Bucket 2, a Roth IRA. This is your tax-free emergency fund or supplemental income. If you have a big unexpected expense, you can pull from your Roth contributions without creating a taxable event. This is nice to have as a safety net. Typically, though, we like to keep money in a Roth for as long as possible, and Roths are ideally the last account that you will tap in retirement. Bucket 3, just a standard taxable brokerage account. This taxable account is your flexible fund. It can help manage your tax bracket from year to year. If your 401k withdrawal puts you at the top of a tax bracket, you can pull extra cash from here at more favorable long-term capital gains rates. It's important not to forget healthcare. This is the missing piece for so many retirees. You'll need a plan to cover your eligibility before you turn 65 and qualify for Medicare. This could be COBRA or an Affordable Care Act marketplace plan. You'll need to budget for this because this will likely be one of your biggest early retirement expenses. Here's one last tip. If you're a qualified public safety worker like a police officer, firefighter, or air traffic controller, there's a special provision that lowers the retirement age from 55 to 50. That's a 5-year head start on everybody else. We've covered a lot, but let's distill this into a clear, actionable checklist that you can use to see if the Rule of 55 is really right for you. Step 1, confirm your eligibility and timing. Are you in the calendar year you turn 55 or older? Can you time your separation from service correctly? Step 2, you need to scrutinize the plan documents. Get the summary plan description and confirm that your plan allows for partial, penalty-free distributions from separation at age 55. Step 3, model your cash flow. Don't guess, build a spreadsheet. How much will you need to withdraw each year to cover your lifestyle? Run the numbers using a conservative estimate like 3.5% or 4%. And remember, you have to factor in taxes. Step 4, consolidate old 401ks before you leave. Remember, the rule only works for your current 401k. If you have old 401ks from previous employers, You can often roll them into your current 401k before you separate from service. This consolidates your fund into one account that's eligible for the Rule of 55, and it gives you access to a much larger pot of money. The last step, get a professional second opinion. This is not the time for DIY. A small mistake can be incredibly costly. A financial advisor can help you model different scenarios, stress test your plan against market downturns, and ensure that every piece of the retirement puzzle will fit perfectly together for you. You now know about a strategy that puts you back in the driver's seat of your own retirement timeline. The Rule of 55 is your proof that you don't have to play by the industry's default rules. You actually have options. But knowledge is only potential power. Action is where the real power lies. If you've watched this video and thought, this sounds like me, but I'm nervous about getting it wrong, that's a smart way to feel because the stakes are very high here if you make a mistake. If you want help determining whether the Rule of 55 is right for your situation and how to build a comprehensive early retirement plan around it, click the link in the description and I'll send you a video analyzing your specific situation and show you exactly how to maximize the early retirement strategy. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.